You've got 9 siblings. Aren't they supposed to be doing their part to help this lady? Or have you been abandoned by all 8 of your children?
They're not mine, they're from his dad.
No, that's not what this says. Reported to have 9 siblings shared between his mother and father.
I got 2 with her and the rest are with my dad.
This says 9 siblings shared between his mother and father. That's what the probation office wrote. I know what that means. It's English. You have 9 brothers and sisters by her and a father.
That's correct.
Well, where are they? Why aren't they helping? The only person who's helping is the person who has committed, how many crimes did we talk about?
You said 13, sir.
Yeah, 13. But the criminal, the consistent criminal, is the only one of the 9 who is able to take care of you, but yet he keeps committing crimes while you are seriously ill. What kind of responsibility is that? Pathetic. You can't lever your mother's illness as a method of keeping you from being held responsible for committing 13 crimes and another one here before this court. I mean, I'll keep committing crimes and I'll use my mother's illness as a get out of jail free card.
No, sir.
No, that's what's being said here. You have 9 siblings. They need to be doing their part naturally, decently, Christianity-like way. It's a moral thing to do. Where are they? Or have they all abandoned you, ma'am?
2 of them have not.
2 haven't. Well, then they're going to have to take care of you because he's going to prison. You are Paris Ross,
Sir.
and you are charged in 381 fraudulent possession or use of a credit card, and that is a 2nd degree felony, which carries with it up to 10 years in prison, 20 years in prison. I'm sorry. I was looking ahead. You are charged also with 25 CR 382, the 3rd degree felony of forgery of a financial instrument, and that carries with it up to 10 years in prison. Line 4 of defendant's version, the defendant claimed ownership of the items to prevent a female he was dating from getting into trouble. He goes on to state he admitted he was aware the items were connected to fraudulent activity, but denied participating in the offenses. He further stated he has learned not to take on other people's problems and not to place himself in harmful situations, and that his outlook on life has changed since the birth of his newborn child. So you're skipping around responsibility. You're either guilty or not guilty.
I take responsibility, Your Honor.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
The defendant admits responsibility to each of these 2 offenses for which he has pleaded guilty to.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's your final answer, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And denying participating in the offenses, why would you say that? Were you confused or something?
No, sir.
You were being dishonest with him? With the probation office? You denied participating in the offense, is what you told the probation office.
Yes, Your Honor. I was in assumption like they was thinking that we used it or did anything with it. We didn't.
Okay. You've talked to your attorney about the elements of this crime, what constitutes each of these crimes, and you either acted as a party legally to this or you were solely responsible. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in each of these 2 cases.
Yes, sir.
All right. What was the second part?
That was the only other
No,
question.
the second part that Mr. Ham has an issue with.
No, I was just trying to correct page 5.
They're trying to change the comments under the recommendations on page 5, 3rd paragraph down. He's suggesting that the last sentence be altered because of the change in his position today.
This thing, you mean where he did not accept responsibility?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Where it says maintaining that he did not commit the offense, acknowledging blah, blah, blah. I'm asking that be corrected because he's saying that he did accept responsibility. So that was a correction because you had asked me if we had any corrections.
Okay. Well, as far as this court's concerned, it's never too late to accept responsibility for culpability in a crime unless it's too late
Mhm.
after the judgment has been entered. But if he wants to correct something, the court will consider it and allow it as, because what we're trying to get to is what is the truth?
Yes, sir.
Is that the truth?
Yes, sir. I take full responsibility.
All right, there's an agreement that's been reached here where for each case, a cap of 4 years in prison. I guess
Yes,
to
sir.
run concurrently.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we are looking at no less than 2 nor 4 nor more than 4 years in prison.
Yes, sir.
We are looking at up to 4 years in prison and then found guilty, and then he could be placed on regular probation for up to 10 years.
Yes, sir.
And then there's deferred or unadjudicated probation,
Yes, sir.
which this court can assess, which would be up to 10 years, can be up to 10 years in length. Are there any other options the lawyers can think about here in disposition?
That's it.
All right. I want to ask you about this. Were there any other issues to be dealt with the proposed pre-sentence report?
That was the main thing that I saw that I wanted to correct. Other than that, I didn't really see too many other corrections.
In state?
None from the state judge.
All right. I want to get a grip on one thing, criminal history here. Anybody
Yeah. I have a
Anybody
question
figure
there.
out exactly how many convictions he has here? Because it's a little nebulous as I'm reading this, and it's not the probation officer's fault. It's just the defendant has been busy making bad mistakes for a long time, since 2008, actually, according to this. So we're talking about
I think if I'm,
15, 16 years.
I thought, Judge, you were going to go to the misdemeanor that purportedly received a 12-year probation period, which I don't think is viable.
Okay, we start out, we're going to start from the beginning of issues on page 2. On July 2nd, 2009, it states the defendant was convicted and sentenced to 12 months probation for driving without a valid license. Is that true? That was out of Fulton County, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
2009.
Yes, sir. But it says it runs concurrent with the prior sentence. I don't see another prior sentence in the misdemeanor court history, but I do see one, armed robbery. In 2008, you were convicted, 1 year confinement, 9 years adjudicated probation. So that must be what they're talking about. Those two, the misdemeanor ran with that felony, I guess. Also, you had a hindering apprehension or punishment of a criminal in Fulton County, Georgia, also on September 25th, 2008, and were sentenced to 1 year confinement, probated for 4 years. And that all occurred about a year before you were convicted of that misdemeanor. Then thereafter, that misdemeanor conviction and your 2 prior felonies of armed robbery and hindering apprehension, it looks like you were convicted November 2009, 7 years probation for burglary. That was revoked and you were sentenced to 3 years in prison in 2016. That true?
Yes, sir. My
And also on November 25th, 2009, you were convicted and sentenced to 7 years probation, which was revoked, and you received 3 years imprisonment on the same date the burglary revocation and imprisonment occurred. And on this one, it was illegal possession of tools for the commission of a crime. I guess burglary tools, I guess. That was revoked and you were sentenced to 3 years as well to run, I guess, concurrent with the burglary. Then kind of backing up a space. In July of 2009, you were convicted and sentenced to 5 years probation for theft of receiving stolen property. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 felony convictions as of 2009 and 1 misdemeanor. But then in 2016, you're convicted of 3 forgeries, sentenced to 90 days confinement to run concurrently. And I don't understand. That is under felony history, but was that a felony or were those felonies or misdemeanors? Does anybody know?
He's asking,
90 days confinement? I mean, that would be a misdemeanor in Texas, but then 2021, you're sentenced to 6 months confinement. And that was adjudicated for 2 years probation for selling, giving, or transporting marijuana out of California. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And in 2023, which would have been in June, you were sentenced to 15 days confinement for evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle out of Harris County, Texas. Those are some of these are coming up under the adult felony history, and that might not be right.
My NCIC report indicates that the South Carolina offenses are felonies.
Talking about
The ones that he received 90
Harris
days.
County and California.
Okay, so the question,
Oh, wow.
sorry, I was trying to answer for your honor, is there were 3 convictions in 2016 where we received
Right,
90
out of
days.
South Carolina.
Those are all felonies according to the NCIC.
And then we've got,
I'll check the Harris County on that report.
then we've got to round out the field here, 2 more convictions, which are listed as misdemeanors. One in 2023 out of Harris County, Texas. You were convicted, sentenced to 3 days for assault of a family member. And then,
All right, Judge, I'm sorry, but Harris County,
yeah,
the original offense of evading detention was apparently led as an eluding. So that should not be a felony. It should be a misdemeanor. That's the last one that has an offense date of June 2nd, 23.
okay.
And I'll check.
Say that again now. What did,
The evading arrest detention with vehicle that was offense date 12/17/20
yes,
was disposed of on June 2nd, 23 as a misdemeanor offense
okay,
of fleeing a police officer or eluding, as I like to call it. That is why it's a 15-day sentence there.
okay,
And
that makes sense.
I will check the California.
Okay, we've got the I'm doing this in a chronological sequence. He's convicted in January of 23, 3 days confinement out of Harris County. That's a misdemeanor in Harris County, Texas. Then finally, he was convicted and sentenced to 13 days confinement for theft by conversion out of DeKalb County, Georgia. And that was a conviction on February 2024, but yet it states the date of offense is a decade before that happened. See, it states the date of offense was June 2015, and he was convicted 9 years later. That's weird, too.
That's Georgia's history, Your Honor. Is that correct? Is that what I'm looking at?
Mhm. We add all this up. We've got a total number of convictions here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that about right? 4 of which are misdemeanors that we know are misdemeanors. Others are apparently felonies.
The California case is a felony. I confirmed that through NCIC judge.
Okay. And here, each of these 2 cases occurred on that we are dealing with the sentencing on, the forgery and the fraudulent use of credit or debit card, 3rd degree and a 2nd degree respectively. Is this event, each of these events allegedly occurred in Jefferson County on or about October 19th, 2023, which would have been just a few months after he was convicted and sentenced out of Harris County for that evading arrest or detention on June 2nd of 2023.
I did confirm, Your Honor, from NCIC that 9-year time frame on the Georgia offense is accurate. He had a warrant outstanding during that time frame for not appearing and finally dealt with it in 24.
Okay. All right, anything else anyone needs to change about in this pre-sentence report, especially under the police court version, defendant's version, or any other parts of the criminal history? Yes, no? No from the defense, no from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead. Again, the agreement reached is whatever sentence shall not exceed a cap of 4 years in prison.
Okay, look, I need one to cook.
At this point in the sentencing, the defense turns to mitigation. Under Texas sentencing procedure, the court may consider testimony about a defendant's background, family circumstances, and personal responsibilities when deciding whether probation or incarceration is appropriate within the plea agreement. The next witness is offered for that purpose, not to dispute guilt, but to argue for leniency before the sentence is imposed.
I'll be brief with you.
Okay, you want to
I just
present something first?
Yes, sir.
Who do you call?
Ms. Cook, would you state your full name for the record?
LaWanda Baggett Cook.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make during this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Lower your hand. Go ahead.
All right, Ms. Cook, you currently live in Georgia, right?
Yes, I do.
And your son lives in Georgia, right?
Correct.
Who's your son?
Paris Ross.
Oh, okay. So we don't know.
Oh.
We're just learning. I don't know your family situation. The defendant is your son.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Good.
Repeat that for me.
Would you spell your name for me?
LaWanda, LaWanda. Maiden name is Baggett, B as in boy, Aggett. Married name Cook, Cooke.
Right. So, as I was saying, you're my client's mother, right?
That's correct.
All right. And you understand with the plea bargaining agreement today, he's been charged with 2 offenses, the fraudulent use of credit and debit card abuse, as well as the forgery of the financial instrument, right?
Correct.
And you understand that the plea agreement is a cap of 4 years where the judge could consider probation, right?
Correct.
All right. So to get straight to the point, you're familiar with your son's criminal history, aren't you?
Learning, yeah.
right? And you familiar with his character and who he is, right?
I am.
All right. The reason I brought you up here is that your son is your special caretaker, isn't he?
He is.
And I know it's hard for you to, talk about that, but you have a very serious ailment right now, right?
Correct.
And what is that serious ailment that you have right now?
I'm dealing with stage 4 cancer.
So you're dealing with stage 4 cancer, is that right?
Correct.
And with that being stage 4 cancer, your doctor has basically diagnosed you as dying, right?
He told me to live my best life.
Live your best life. Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
He said to go live my best life.
Live life right.
Well, I mean, that pretty much takes a lot of hope out of things, but
No, I'm just saying.
but
I'll explain why. And with you going through
you are being treated
I am.
medically.
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been experiencing this ailment?
I've been sick the past 5 years. December 13th, 2020.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So with you being in Georgia and with the stage 4 cancer that you have, is your son a provider for you?
He's the main provider.
And by the main provider, how is he the main provider?
He's making sure the bills get paid, making sure I get my medication, making sure I get to my appointments.
So at the end of the day, we know about his history. We know about the offenses that are charged. Are you begging the court for mercy today?
I am.
And are you asking the court to put him on probation today?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And without me putting words into your mouth, I want you to speak to the judge in your own words and tell the judge why you want probation for your son.
Good morning, Judge. My name is LaWanda Baggett Cook. I'm the mother of Paris Jawan Ross. I am dealing with stage 4 cancer. They just removed 10 mass out of my body, 7 out of my chest, 2 out of my diaphragm, and 1 out of the upper right lobe of my lung.
When did you become aware you had an illness? When did the illness begin? Do you remember?
Well, I went from COVID cancer, but I just had surgery May 7th of 25.
You said it happened during COVID?
Yes.
So in 2020 again?
December 13th, 2020.
Okay.
And Harris is my not only is he my caregiver, he's my power of attorney. He have all the final rights and know my wishes once God decides it's my time. But I'm a single mom and clearly don't have any other person in my life significant otherwise. Not really able to work. And a lot of times can't even get up and cook and take care of myself. So he is my main source. He is, and I'm asking for mercy of the court.
So basically for you, a day in your life, you deal with the treatment of cancer, right?
Treatment, pain, sickness. I could be well right now and a little bit later, balled up in the bed. So
Right. So you can be balled up in the bed in excruciating pain
yes,
and agony, right?
yes.
And while you're in this pain, what does Paris do?
Well, when he's home from work, he's the person that prepares the meals. He will bathe me. He will even change me or get me to the bathroom if I need it. He's good with that. He's real good. But he'll send food to the door through Uber Eats when he can't. If he's at work, he makes sure some food is coming to that door for me. Food, water, anything that I need. He's the person. He's my carrier, 100%.
So here's the last question, and I'll stop. I'll pass you the judge, and the prosecutor's gonna have some questions for you.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, we're familiar with his criminal history, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're familiar with the current offenses, right?
Correct.
But at the end of the day, you need him for survival, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And with that being said, are you asking for the court not necessarily to look at him, but let's look to you as someone who's needed, right?
Yes.
And are you begging again the court for its mercy
Yes, I am.
by allowing him to have probation in spite of some of the things that he's done?
Correct. That is correct.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Do you know why it took him 9 years to resolve that case in DeKalb County, Georgia? That's where you live, right?
That is correct. I have no clue. Oh, whatever, it's so long.
I mean,
I don't
'cause
even remember if I can remember it.
if he's the one that's responsible, helping you out, like we were talking about, you would think he'd take care of this a lot quicker than that, right?
I imagine.
I was just wondering. Thank you, man.
Anything else?
No, yeah, not from her.
Um, a couple of issues I want to address on this. Number one, I heard what what your mother has said, and yet with her illness, yet you're supposed to be taken care of. You committed after she was diagnosed and you knew she was sick. You committed, let's see, 4 different crimes and were convicted of 4 different crimes. And yet you knew she was seriously ill. And we're talking about in DeKalb County, Harris County, San Mateo County. So this is across the country, in Georgia, California, and in Texas. Also, you have 9 siblings, don't you? 9 brothers and sisters.
3 of them, or 2 of them. Huh?
9 brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
That's what the probation officer wrote because you told her that.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Where the heck are they? You've got 9 siblings. Aren't they supposed to be doing their part to help this lady? Or have you been abandoned by all 8 of your children?
They're not mine, they're from his dad.
No, that's not what this says. Reported to have 9 siblings shared between his mother and father.
I got 2 with her and the rest are with my dad.
This says 9 siblings shared between his mother and father. That's what the probation office wrote. I know what that means. It's English. You have 9 brothers and sisters
Oh, that's
by
correct.
her and a father.
That's correct.
Well, where are they? Why aren't they helping? The only person who's helping is the person who has committed. How many crimes did we talk about?
You said 13, sir.
Yeah, 13. But the criminal, the consistent criminal, is the only one of the 9 who is able to take care of you, but yet he keeps committing crimes while you are seriously ill. What kind of responsibility is that? Pathetic. Well, you can't lever your mother's illness as a method of keeping you from being held responsible for committing 13 crimes and another one here before this court. I mean, how can it's like I'll keep committing crimes and I'll use my mother's illness as a get out of jail free card?
No, sir.
No, that's what's being said here. You have 9 siblings. They need to be doing their part naturally, decently, Christianity-like way. It's a moral thing to do. Where are they? Or have they all abandoned you, ma'am?
2 of them have not.
Well, then they're going to have to take care of you because he's going to prison.
So,
And he's got to be held accountable. And with his rich criminal history, his lawyer has somehow fashioned a remarkable limit of his exposure for criminality. Because after all of these convictions and committing now 2 more convictions, crimes, which are similar in nature of dishonesty. These one of these is a 20-year possible sentence. The other is 10. He was looking at 30 years in prison. And these are the kinds of cases with a rich criminal history like you have that get stacked on top of each other. But he has fashioned a deal of a cap of 4 years in prison, which is pretty good arrangement. Is there any restitution here?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
None known, despite all those cards that
Yeah.
I've shown
Well,
one.
my mother's still alive. I just saw her yesterday and I couldn't imagine hurting her in any way. But your choices that you make, you just don't hurt you. There's the lady who seems like a wonderful person. My goodness, who has nature has dealt some difficulties, and instead of being the good son, not only to help her but to make her proud, you continue to make the same kind of mistakes you've made for going on since 2009. Today is 2009. 2008. Sorry. 16 years, 17 years, going on 18 years of criminality. And your mother is, needs you. So quite naturally, you continue to commit crimes in 3 different states. Okay. I don't feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for us. And yeah, you need to work on a whole lot, not only your own choices, but you need to quit putting yourself first. It was the great book Gail Sayers wrote, I am third. The supreme being is first, others are second. I come in third. That's why he's great. He has a great message. You need to read that book because you keep putting yourself first when others should be placed ahead of them. You should be doing better work for others. The decent thing, taking care of family needs. Wow. Anything else to add? Anything else you would like to add, sir?
Judge, if prison is going to be in, Judge, I would ask that on 4-year cap that you do 2 without having any definitiveness to his mother's condition. At least I think that would at least give him a chance to get out and to still be with her in her final days. And
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that's why I was asking for
Okay.
for that number.
I can't help but say that's not the way sentences and the justice system and the laws are supposed to work. Essentially, it's the circumstances of the offense and criminal history. He has dealt with his mother's condition for several years, and yet that has not deterred him. I'm worried about the community at large being subject to more criminality. His mother's illness and her need of him to help her. He has elected to continue to commit crimes of dishonesty, among other things, than do the right thing morally and decently. Community is best served overall for everyone. Even though your mother needs you help, you should have been helping her when you were committing these crimes, when you knew she needed help. Shame on you. If nothing further by any party, I'm going to find you have pleaded guilty in each of these 2 cases, sir, in 25 CR 381 and 382, illegal possession and use of credit or debit card abuse, and a second-degree felony, and the third-degree felony of forgery of financial instrument. You have pleaded guilty in each of these felonies voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There is sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in each of these cases to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in each of these cases. I am following these agreements. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 4 years. These 2 sentences shall run concurrently. And I hope that your mother is able to get the help that she needs from other members of the family, the 8 other siblings, because you have failed her responsibly. You have failed the by failing to follow the rules of law and by continuing to victimize other people. Shame on you. And I wish the very best for her. I know reared you better than you have acted over these 13 convictions for 20 some odd years. Anything else to add? That is all we are in recess on this case. Thank you. Here's this.
Thank you, Judge.
Under Texas Penal Code Section 3, 2.31, fraudulent possession or use of a credit or debit card constitutes a felony offense when committed with intent to obtain a benefit. Forgery of a financial instrument is governed by Texas Penal Code Section 3, 2.21, which criminalizes the knowing use or possession of forged writings with intent to defraud. Sentencing authority is exercised pursuant to Texas Code of Criminal Procedure Article 42.01. In this matter, before the Jefferson County Criminal District Court, the court proceeded under a negotiated plea agreement that capped incarceration exposure at 4 years. The court evaluated sentencing eligibility within that cap in light of the defendant's criminal history, which reflected repeated felony convictions and prior supervision failures spanning multiple jurisdictions. The court determined that probation was not appropriate under the statutory sentencing factors, including the defendants demonstrated recidivism and the nature of the offenses involving financial dishonesty. The plea agreement was accepted as knowing and voluntary. Pursuant to the agreement, the court imposed 4 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. The sentences for the second-degree and third-degree felony offenses were ordered to run concurrently. No restitution was imposed. With judgment entered and sentence pronounced, the case concluded at the trial court level, subject to any post-judgment or appellate remedies available under Texas law.